Alright. Let's hope this works. This might be the stream with technical difficulties all around. Can we get a... Yeah! Hello everybody! How are we doing? Hello. Hopefully all is good and you all can hear me okay. I have been having a slight nightmare in relation to technical difficulties. My stream deck has stopped working, the camera stopped working at one point, my painting camera is rebooting, everything's a little bit all over the shop. So we're going to see how we do, but if in about... Yeah, we'll just see how we do. But yeah, how are we all doing? I hope we're all doing good. But yeah, happy Friday to you all. How are we? What we all been doing? What we all getting up to? Hello. Rust here, getting on the first. How are we, Rusty? I hope you are doing good, my friend. How are we? Would it be a hobby stream without them? I mean, most of the time we don't have them. I mean, to be fair. So yeah, most of the time we don't have them. It is just when they happen, they are catastrophic. That is the main problem here. I feel like the chair is not in the right height either. I feel very low down. This feels very strange. Yeah, but how are you, Super Weasel? I hope you're well. Verity, hello to you. How are we doing? Yeah, hi everybody. I hope we're all doing good. It is, of course, Friday, which means that we are... well, the plan is to do some painting, but my painting camera is just kind of stuck. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen there, so we're going to wait and see what happens. But we'll just chat for a little bit. We'll just have a bit of a chinwag. But yeah, how are we all? How's everyone's day been? How's everyone's week been? Obviously, we didn't stream Wednesday, as me and Verity were away celebrating, because it was our 10-year anniversary, which was amazing. We had a really lovely night out, which was really, really good. A whole day out, it was lovely. So it's first stream of the week, so what have you all getting up to this week? And there's loads to talk about. We've got all the Warhammer Skull stuff to chat through. There's so much to get through. There's so much stuff, which is going to be very, very cool. Doing alright, thanks. Found out that my favourite local game store is going to do a Combat Patrol League for 11th edition. So I might actually get round to using the stuff from the Combat magazine. That's awesome. That's good then. What are you thinking of starting off with on the Combat Patrol magazine? Which ones are you like, ooh? How are you doing, Stress Aside? I'm alright. I'm good. Yeah, I was... like I said, just one of those. I just more annoyed that this technical stuff. Like, I had the computer booted up, had everything loaded, all ready to go. Went out the room, did some tidying, made myself a sandwich, came back in, and it all just crashed. Which I was like, that's weird. Reboot the computer. Nothing then kind of worked. And basically, the computer was rebooted like 5 times before I started stream. Eventually, I was like, I've just got to go live and just hope that we can make through. It just means that I don't have any of my stream deck buttons or my sounds. It means I've got to do everything a little bit more manually, which is, and it's things like, the one press button that does like 10 actions in the background. Those have all not worked, which is like, no. But yeah, so that's always a bit of a wah. It is warm today, although I do have a very large remote control fan, courtesy of the amazing Weeaboo Flanders, which is very, very cool. Which is right now is just pumping up a lot of really, really nice cold air at me, and it's only on the minimal setting. I can really amp it up, but I don't need to. So it's which is very nice. So this room is actually surprisingly chilled. The curtains have been closed all day, so we've kept all the hot weather out. So it's nice. It's quite nice in here. Normally it gets really warm in here. Yesterday when I was filming my video for the Warhammer Skull stuff, that was absolutely. I was in here so warm. I walked out the room in like because I forgot to turn the fan on. It was a lot. It's either going to be World Eaters or I'm going to use my name day vouchers towards the Dark Eldar Combat Patrol. So either Big Brain time or Unga, therefore I bunga. Fair, that is fair. I feel both very melee armies, although Dark Eldar definitely have a lot more versatility there to do a few other bits, which is cool, which is very, very nice. But if you were to do a Drakari, do you have a particular cabal that you're a fan of, or is it more like just go witches, homunculi, a little bit of everything? I am intrigued to know. But yeah, no, but otherwise we are just, it is warm, and I'm just kind of hoping, I'm just tinkering with stuff in the background, hoping that stuff is gonna work. I'm just like, come on. When stuff just doesn't work, you're like, come on. Fingers crossed it'll be alright. Fingers crossed we'll get everything up and working. The plan, though, today, if I can get everything working, is to actually finish off Hades, which was last Sunday's chat-voted miniature that you guys all got to vote for, of what we do as a bit of a palette cleanser. This is Surtur from Witchsong that we decided to paint up as Hades from Hercules, Disney's Hercules, very specifically Disney's Hercules. I'm going to go for the Homunculus Coven one. Apparently a controversial opinion. I don't know why it would be, but I have to admit I'm not a Drukhari player in that respect. I know it's the not the most common, but I feel like I don't know why it would be controversial. I feel like it sounds pretty cool. And if we and the plan today as well is if everything starts being a bit too technically wiggly today, then we may just divert and just play some Space Marine 2, which I haven't played in a while, so that could be really good fun. So I'm just going to try and see if I can get my painting camera operational. Hopefully it will do. I would like to get the Hades model finished off today. I'm hoping so anyway. That would be the ideal plan. So basically the camera is there, but it's being very slow. It's being very laggy. It looks like I'm kind of almost stop motioning, which is very odd. What is happening right now? I think most of you people soiling the britches because you're good. The old one had my stuff. Yeah, I can imagine that. You get a lot of people just there's always a lot of the new stuff isn't as good as the old stuff, and it's just like, or it's just different. It's kind of one of those, enjoy the nostalgia trip of looking back and going, yes. It was different back in the day. It wasn't necessarily better. The game is very different now. So, yes. Nadman! Thank you so much for the sub. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you. How are we, my friend? You are joining... Where? Oops. Well, I have no idea what just happened. Where did that camera go? Disappear on mobile. And what if I just moved? What's going on? Everything's just gone wiggly. The chat moved. Let's get this sorted. How are we now? Thank you so much for 55 months. I would play the fanfare, but my stream deck is not working. I don't know why. This is very much the technical difficulty stream. I don't know what's going on. But yes, how are you now, man? I hope you're doing well, my friend. How are you? I'm just checking. I do apologise. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got everything technically working. Gotta see how we do, I guess. This is very frustrating. Back in those days, the Dark Eldars were covered in spikes. Give me 5 models for a liter of blood, you'd say. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the important thing was the Dark Eldar warriors were covered in spikes, which was the style at the time. And not even just the warriors, the bikes. I had a couple of the bikes, which was very like, whoo! Yeah. I'm good, thank you. Working on my Palooza entry. Hell yes, because of course we are up at our Palooza. We have got 2 weeks, just 2 weeks tomorrow to get your entries in. Wow, that's flown by. 2 weeks tomorrow, because of course next weekend there is no Friday or Sunday streams because we are over at UK Games Expo and we are going to be there the Friday, Saturday, and the Sunday. Which is going to be really, really good fun. Which just feels weird not streaming though. May has been an unusual month. Like we've had, obviously nobody could have predicted the gas leak. So, hey, but Justice, thank you so much for the 62-month sub. You are a legend. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you. You guys are all so kind. How are you, buddy? I hope you are doing good. But yeah, it feels weird. May has been a bit of an odd one for streams because obviously, I mean, no one could have predicted we had to evacuate the building because of a gas leak. That couldn't be predicted, so we had to cancel a Wednesday. We had a Friday off because we had another Wednesday off because I'd got my dates wrong of when Verity was traveling away. So I thought so I messed that up. So we had to shift the streams around. And then, obviously, it was our 10-year anniversary this week, so there was no Wednesday stream. Everything's just been... I feel like I've cancelled a lot this month, but it's just been... Life itself has been busy, which I'm like... which is one of those. But all for good... Apart from the gas leak, all for good reasons, which is always a nice thing. If you see Alessio Cavator, tell him I said sup. He'll know what it means. Lord. I haven't really, I haven't thought about what I'm gonna do. There's a few things, a few board games I want to go and check out, a couple of demos I want to do for it. I've not gone for the whole 3 days before. The most I've done is 2, and I always feel like that I miss stuff. As in, like, I spend almost like a day in each hall, and that, but I never get to do any of the events. So I'm kind of hoping this time by putting in that 3rd day, I can kind of do some stuff and do some demos, maybe check out some bits and bobs. That's what I'm kind of hoping for, really hoping for here. But yes, so right, we're gonna try and switch over to the painting camera. I don't know if this is gonna work. I really hope it does. Mainly just because we've got the my stream deck has just completely died before stream, so I don't know what's gonna go on. So we're gonna trial this and see how this works. I hope if we switch over to the painting cam, this does work. It's kind of it's kind of worked. Kind of my hexagon hasn't worked. You know what? The fact that the hexagon doesn't work, I don't think that's the worst in the world. I don't think that's going to be the worst in the world. I can't figure out for that one. This is so frustrating. I swear it's like when it gets hot, the computer just decides, you know what? No, I've got issues. I've got issues today. Let me just pop this up on here. There we go. That's my little hexagon. Cool. I feel like the camera's at a weird angle. But anyway, this is what we are going to be working on today. We're going to be hopefully getting a bit more work done. This is our Healys sculpt, and here's our inspiration photo for Healys himself. So this is obviously a Surtur. This sculpt is from Witchsong Miniatures. So I'm looking forward to having a bit of fun getting the skin tone all finalised, and then tackling the big sword, and then obviously sorting out the flames. But what is everybody else getting up to today? Let me know what you're all doing. And I hope you're all having a good day. Johan, welcome on in. How are you, my friend? Hello to you. Hello. How are we? Let us kick off with... I've got to figure out what to do. I'm going to do the rest of the blue flames first, I think. I'm going to get that blend really nicely in here. The hope is to, anyway. But anyone got any fun plans this weekend? Anybody? What's everyone getting up to? Let me know. I think we can disappear off Healys a little bit. We can make Healys a little smaller down here. That'll be fine. And also as well, why is there no music playing? Yes. Today is the day the stream gods were testing me. They're testing me very muchly today. I'm like, what? And maybe. Where are we at? Is that music coming through? Or is it just a very quiet song? Seems to be slowly coming through. There we go. I got my dad's 70th this weekend. Well, hey, happy big 7-0 to Papa Natman. That is awesome. Are you doing anything fun for it? Any a big celebration? Yeah, what are you getting up to for it? I'm good. Just loaded everything out into the car to get an early start as I'll be heading home. It's a 6-hour drive without stops. Ooh, drive safe, please drive safe. For it. When do you get to find out whether or not you'll be going back or not, or is that a little while away? I'm doing a Magic Cube event tomorrow. Should be a blast. Ooh, hell yes! Is that Kenobi's one? We did. I managed to crack out the other week, just with the 4 of us, the Mystery Booster 2 cube set I've got, which was fun because I finally managed to get a few games of that, which was really good. So that was nice. I'm enjoying playing more limited formats. I have to admit, it's just getting round to playing them. Dropping in for a wee bit, but I'll have to head away as I'm doing some prep for UK Games 6. But no worries, Senjura. Always appreciate the pop in and lurk. How are you? I hope you're good. Have you got much more prep to do for Games Expo? Yeah, Vince's event. I'm bringing my vintage cube to it. Ooh, that's gonna be really fun. Ooh. So is it like you take your cube and you play like at a table with different people, or is there like I've never been to a cube event, so I'm not sure how that works. Just putting some colours down on here, a lot more turquoises. I found out already in a way. They've asked me to showcase that I can improve even further on my own or through a coach helping me improve. After which I'll send my full formal application be considered for a full-time job. Ooh, that's okay. Well, at least it's not like you get left in limbo forever and you're never quite 100% sure what's going to go on. So that's all. That's awesome then. At least there's an open opportunity there, which is going to be really really cool. Exciting. So much prep. Why couldn't I feign illness instead of agreeing to help? Seriously, I think it'll be fun. I reckon it's going to be good. Everyone seems very pumped for Games Expo this year. Not that they're not other years. I just feel like there seems to be a really good like hubbub about it. There's a lot of people posting about it, which is really really nice. So there'll be 24 people. There'll be 6 cubes drafted with 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. Ooh. So is that... why can my brain not do maths? So, oh yeah, so pods of 4. 4, yeah. 4, so 6 pods of 4. Ooh. That sounds really fun. I've been really, really enjoying doing more pre-release events this year. I have been to every... Well, so I went to... Yeah, I've been to all of them. Yeah, we did Lorwyn, Turtles, Strixhaven. The only one I'm not sure if I'm going to go to, though, is if I am going to go to Marvel. And it's not necessarily against Marvel itself as a set. It's mainly just more, I've got a few bits on in June, so I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to get there because I've got a few birthdays and things going on with, like, family and things. So I'm kind of like, ooh, like, I hope I can get a hold of, get to go, but, Oh, sorry, now 3 pods of 8. Oh, sorry, that's me not mathing properly. I think I went 6 cubes drafted, I didn't, and then went 6 divided by 24, so my brain was like, 3 pods of 8, each cube will only be drafted once. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh. No, not left in limbo, and that feels good. We'll keep in touch until further notice because they will need extra help once or twice before they are ready to officially bring more people on. I've started Voltarian from Golden Demon. Please pray for me. And I sort of know what the summer will look like. That's all right. All right then. Plus, at least you get to go back and see sort of family and friends, which is really nice for it. So you just gotta knuckle down and keep practicing. Just remember, be like Dory. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, that's what you gotta do, right? Where is my spirit medium gone? Oh. I misread that as drafting at 3 a.m. I mean, it could be. It could be drafting at 3 a.m. I mean... And... Oh. Did anybody watch Warhammer Skulls yesterday? It started at an unusual time. My original plan was to stream, and then I realised it started at 5, and I was still at work. So I was like, it was very like, what? Yeah, payday today. You know what that means? Time to pre-order some magic. Ooh, what magic are you pre-ordering? It is still. Next week payday for me. Yeah, I'm like last working day of the month, so it's always a while away. Right, let's start with flames. And a Hobbit and maybe some Fracture. Ooh, I have pre-ordered my Fracture stuff. I didn't order a lot or really much of Hobbit. I ordered myself a gift bundle. And just I do what I normally do. Buy a gift bundle and buy a regular bundle. Like, I feel like I've got nothing again against the Hobbit. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't. I got packs to open for my pack a days, and that's basically the important bit. But Reality Fracture, I did go a bit harder on. I got a play booster box, and yeah, Reality Fracture, yeah, play booster box plus one of the secret layer bundles and a couple of collector boosters. I did hover over the idea of buying my first collector booster box, but I talked myself out of it because it was a lot of money. Do you know where the matches are in a non-suspicious arson way? On the dining room table in the plastic Tupperware tub, I think. I think that's where they are. In the arson kit. Oh, yeah, it'd be good to come back home, be close to friends, and not have to cover 2 rents to cover each. So that is true. That's the big week here. You don't want to cover them 2 rents. If it's not there, I have some in here if you want to borrow the ones in here. Yeah, if it's not in here, if there's no ones on there already, I've got some in here for you. How are you doing, Solitaire? I hope you're doing well. Although I do already have the Imperial Knights Combat Patrol painted and ready to go. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. At least that would work for your Combat Patrol event. That's just what an arsonist would say. And not a big fan of these colours. I want to blend these together a little more. Yeah, it's better. That's dark. Shh, stop outing me. I said not for us. And the Dentist Council does the lab made a mistake with the dentures. Oh no. Oh no. They've not had much luck with that. At least, I suppose, at least if they've cancelled it, they caught the mistake. That's, I suppose, the upside. You don't want them to have not caught the mistake when they give them to you. And you're like, ah. So, you know, I guess silver lining somewhere around. Were they on the table, or did you need the ones from in here, Verity? Why am I making my life difficult by not just masking and airbrushing these? Neither one's from here. I think you missed the message. Sorry. Oh yeah, why can I not see that message? I can't see that in my chat. Oh man, I mean, it is a day of technical difficulties. Give me a second, let me just pass these to Verity. And back. Poor Milkshake's just sat up against the door like, let me in. Let me in. Hey, Akil, how you doing? Welcome on in. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. This is sad news today, actually, with this song starting playing. They have officially announced that next month Destiny 2 will be getting its final live service update. Which is genuinely quite sad. I haven't quite figured out how to process that yet. And, you know, and it's, it may be just a video game. To some, it is something which I have met so many good, wonderful people and spent thousands of hours playing with friends. Yeah, the song coming on just reminded me. This is the song that kind of appears in the final shape, which was the expansion from a little while ago. Yeah, and no announcements that or information that Destiny 3. There's a lot of rumors that they're going to be just making teams redundant and just kind of they've had a bit of a catastrophic loss. Old Sony have from after their purchase of Bungie. It did not go as planned, unfortunately. A lot of bad decisions made. It's yeah, kind of wild. 12 plus years the game Destiny itself has been going for, so feels weird. Doing good, thanks. About to start painting Yarrick again. Third time's the charm, I hope. Ooh, you got this. Is that been a third time you painted the same model, or have you is this the third Yarrick? Trying to make sure I'm getting the turquoise kind of spot on for his hair. It feels weird. It feels like two of my colours are just not mixing on my wet palette. I'm like, why are you not mixing? Stay. Do 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 do. See how this colour comes together. Sorry, how sad as you read the last message? No worries. I was saying, is this the third Yarrick, or third time you've painted this Yarrick? Was my question. Sorry. And yeah, kind of feeling like maybe I need to get these blends a little bit better. And what else are people working on this evening, or is it I was in two minds about either painting at all or just playing video games because it is warm, but I was like, this is a perfect opportunity today to test out the new fan and see how much the room is not going to hopefully melt, and I feel okay actually. The only thing I might have to do is I might have to move my wet palette slightly on the basis that the fan does slightly blow onto the wet palette. So it's like I don't want it to dry the paints. Let's try and try these blends out. Third Yarrick, I've had to buy. I need a weaker paint stripper or two so it don't dissolve. Oh, blimey. Yeah, that is a kind of a hefty... Yeah, what paint stripper are you using? I would recommend BioStrip 20 if you can get a hold of it. It's a very good paint stripper if you are stripping a model. I feel that's a very good one. And ripped my orc boys. What happened to your orc boys? How are we doing? Avian, go get the cat. He's currently having his meds, so I can't give him pets yet. But I will pet him. I promise. It's the start of streams on a Friday is always when he has his meds. So it's always a tricky one because I'm like, I can't give him pets. He always tries to run in the room, and then it's like, nah, he's got to go get his He's got to get his pets. I don't know if I needed this additional colour here that's very dark. This is very dark, this blue. So here, a lot of just back and forthing, blending these, and hope they come out okay. Probably putting a wash over it just to see if that helps. The weird part here is I've not blended these colours together before, so I'm hoping they're going to blend okay. Feel like that's doing alright. They disintegrated. Wait. How did they disintegrate? Is this the paint stripper? Pets. Verity, pet milkshake, please. I'll be punished tonight by some of his favourite aunts are over. That is very true. That is very true. Some of Milkshake's favourite aunties are over. Which means I'm going to be like, I got to make Milkshake, I promise I love you. They'll be like, how dare you not pet your child? I'm like, I normally pet him so much. Feel like I don't think I've got quite turquoisey enough on here. I think I need to push it more turquoisey blue. I feel wait, what pushed? Wait, did I say pushed? I'm sorry, my brain was like, I am, you can tell it's been a week. It's not actually been a week, it's been a pretty okay week. It's been a day. It's just been a day. They're pushed, not punished. Sorry. It's just me just being bad at reading. You'll be pushed for tonight because, yeah, which room he'll want to be in. That is true. Yeah, that's it. My bad. Not too bright. I feel like maybe I need a different. These are maybe a bit too pastel, these blues. I thought he needed some clarify. Yeah, that's just me, just badly reading things. That's just me. He has got some of his favorite aunties over though. They're gonna be loving, giving him all the fusses and attention. And keep working on this blending. All my minis melted. I still can't get over. Yeah, what was the? It was an industrial strength one. This is the paint stripper I use. If you get a hold of it, get a hold of this stuff. You just drop the models in the tub, or you cover the models in this stuff. Wait 10-15 minutes. Wash it off with cold water and a toothbrush. It's good. It's a good time. It works well. So if you haven't, it's pretty readily available. Element Games stock it. If you're here in the UK, if you're abroad, Hobby. If you're in the States, I think is it Target and Walmart stock it, or Hobby something else. Hobby not Craft, like Lobby or something. Depending on where you are in the world, different places do have it available. And it definitely got the paint off them. That's true. Yeah, you can't. I mean, it did the thing. It did the thing it said it was going to do. It got the paint off them. It just didn't leave the models in a usable state. I was like, was that the question? There's a part of me that's thinking I should have just liquid masked up the model and just tried to do this blend with the airbrush instead, but I'm here now. Yeah, more control by doing it this way, but I'm still just sort of like... Biostrip specifically is no longer produced by the company. Wait, so Biostrip is not produced by who? Well, the people who make it, they've stopped producing Biostrip? There's news to myself. Ah, when did that happen? Was that is that globally or just domestically in certain countries? How are you today, Fish, anyway? I hope you're well. And... it's on here. Not available element or anything now, sadly. Ah. So maybe just domestically in the UK then it's not available. Because I know that the recipe for the one that we had here is slightly different to the American recipe. So yeah, weird. I didn't realise that they'd announced they were stopping producing it. When did that happen? Earlier this year, I believe. It's still on Amazon. I've just ordered some. Oh, cool. So there's still, I suppose, yeah. Amazon, some places might still have some in stock, I guess. So yeah, stock up while you can if you're after any of it. I would say it's good stuff. Can we make predictions on the 11th edition box drop? As in, when is it going to drop? Do you think, or? Yeah, or as in when we think it's going to launch. We know it's June, don't we? And I know there's been a lot of rumours circulating of like people believing they know the dates, but as always, we're a spoiler rumour-free place. We can guess. I'm imagining it's probably going to be what? I imagine it's going to be earlier than previous ones. I feel like we're going to see it kind of maybe announced second week of June. I think. I mean, you never know. They could announce it next weekend and have some examples on it. They could announce it. Yeah, they could announce it this weekend and take a load of pre-orders at UK Games Expo. Super Weasel's reckoning around the 20th. So where are we at? So I'll go on the Saturday the 20th. So that means that they would have to announce it. Yeah, which means they'd have to announce it next weekend. So they make the announcement at like next weekend. Maybe that like potentially could be. Definitely not outside the art of the possible. Who's picking it up? That's the question. Who's going to be pre-ordering it out of everybody here? Jiro, thank you for the 20 stream streak. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, my friend. That's incredibly kind of you. 20 stream streak. Way. So, they didn't tip their board of directors in the stuff. They were like, aha, we're gonna... Yeah, maybe that's what they did. That was the problem. That's why they can't produce it anymore. It's contaminated. With board of directors. He's dolloped on here. Just trying to neaten up around the hairline. Feel that's looking pretty okay, that flame. I will be, where do you pre-order from? I always go to GW for big releases because I feel it's safer that way. I mean, and that's normally the way to go. I feel like it comes down to, well, for Dominion and for Leviathan, they did, if you pre-order it from Games Workshop directly, you got some free goodies. Whereas, if, so that's obviously, that's always a potential option. You might get some, I don't know if they're going to announce anything. Obviously, if you want to save the money, then it will be a go for an LGS. They haven't announced the price, although they did say it will be more than Leviathan, but less than Saturnine. They said that themselves on the Q&A YouTube video they did about like taking questions for the new edition. So, which is kind of interesting to know that's roughly where they're at. So in case anybody hadn't seen that little tidbit of news. So more expensive than Leviathan, but not as expensive as Saturnine. Which I can't remember what the price of Saturnine was. Why are they so scared about announcing prices? They're not scared, they just won't announce the prices till it goes up for pre-order. That's just standard practice of what they do. I don't think they're scared about it, Fish. I think they've always just said, you'll find out the prices when the box goes live. It's just their business model. So, I think in my head was like, I'm imagining it's going to be around 160. My kind of thought process is I would imagine it's going to be around 160-ish. So that does fall within that area, because I think Saturnine was, what, 180? No, I don't think it was 180, was it? Oh, it might have been, actually. Can't remember. I've been buying and building Horus Heresy, so money-wise, not in a position. Also, the box is not doing it for me. Of all of it, the Orc Mech Shooter and the Weird Boy, and maybe the upgraded War Truck. Somewhat interested. The Speeder, seeing how they're different in the old ones, but the rules the only thing I'm truly interested in. Yeah, which is going to be available separately. The only exclusive really to that box is going to be obviously the Monopose minis. That will be well, they said will be available in starter editions. And they said the only thing exclusive to that box is going to be the what do you call it, the book with all the lore in it. I can't remember, it was the lore book, wasn't it? It was exclusive to the box. Everything else will be released individually, they've said. So the RRP of Saturnine was 200. Wow, is it really 200, the RRP of Saturnine? Okay. I can't remember how much Leviathan was. So, well, 160 is about where I'm at. Hey, Weeaboo, how you doing? Yeah. But why even take a Q&A question about pricing and then be vague about it? I just thought it was odd. If I'm honest, I don't think they know. I don't think the Warhammer community team, the guys who, like Eddie and Adam, are in the know sometimes on some of the retail stuff. So I wouldn't surprise me if they don't even know. You know, from their jobs, obviously their jobs is to put out news. they don't ever put, if you think on any of the stuff on the Warhammer community page, they don't ever put the prices of anything up. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't know. That's probably, they were like, I think they were quite honest about that. So we know it will be between here and here, but that's all we can tell you. So it means that they might know and they can't say, or... I suppose as well, more than anything at this moment in time, with how volatile the raw materials are for plastic goods at the moment, it's probably the later they announce it, the more they can, the more like flexibility they have in case they need to hard pivot. But yeah, all of this speculation. But they've never, I suppose, on Warhammer Community, like I said, they've never normally put prices on there. That's the Warhammer web store, isn't it? And the Warhammer Communities just build hype. But I think I'm more interested to see what the start sets are going to be, from my point of view. Just because I'm a bit like the orcs look really cool. I just don't need another starter box with Marines that I won't do anything with. That's it for me. So it'll be probably the first starter box I don't get. Also, wouldn't it be right to try and give at least a non-answer to a common question? I suppose, yeah. I guess if they, yeah, I guess at least they gave some response. I think I always feel for the guys at the sometimes who do the Warhammer community stuff, especially their live streams, because they are the face, and I suppose that's a big thing as well. Given the history of like people sending death threats to people who work at Warhammer because like they don't like what they've done with their army, they're not a fan of the rules, they don't like where they've gone with the lore. It must be quite tricky for Adam and Alex being the Adam and Eddie really being the faces of that. They're probably, and they do probably get way more hate than they should. I mean, they shouldn't get any hate really. No, it's a hobby. Nobody should be taking it that seriously. But so they probably are quite nervous about announcing things because people will be like, blame them if they don't like it, I guess. I need to nip off, but if you're still on when I'm done, I'll pop back. But otherwise, I'll see you Sundays. I must continue prep. No worries, Sanjiro. We will catch you later. And thank you so much, as always, for popping on in. There's already stuff on eBay for the start set. That's wild. That's wild that there's already stuff on eBay. I mean, the boxes aren't out. Yeah, where is Alex? I miss the Adeptus Arbites. The Adeptus Arbites, indeed. I know, I miss Alex. He does a lot of the Lore Masters at the moment. So he's still floating about. He's just if you want to see Alex, you gotta do the Warhammer Plus paywall, which is well worth it. We did indeed watch the Skull stream. Yes, we didn't watch it live because it started at 5 PM. I was still at work. I had every intention of doing a watch along stream, and then I was like, why is this at 5 PM? I was like, I'm still at work for at least another hour. But I did watch it, and I have put up my summary in under 3 minutes on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, which I actually had to split into 2 videos for the first time ever, because there was so much to talk about for it. Very much enjoyed it. Thought it looked great. A big fan of some of the announcements they did. So yeah, I thought it was a good one. I'm pumped. I'm very pumped. I'm excited for now. We've got an official release date for Dawn of War 4. It makes me very excited. Because I'm like, yes, that'll be something we'll be playing on stream. 100%. The much awaited sequel. And the return to Cronus, which is really, really cool. I've already downloaded the demo for Vampire Survivors. Sorry, for Warhammer Survivors. Not the Vampire Survivors. Because that looks really cool. Yeah, it just looks really good. I was really, really impressed with it. I enjoyed watching it. Thought the reveals were good. I saw so many people complaining that there was no Battlefleet Gothic game. And I was like, there was no hints that there was going to be. But so a lot of people were like, they'd seen rumors or somebody had leaked that there was going to be. I mean, technically there is in the Warhammer Classic section, but it wasn't like a new game. What's more depressing is they've sold a handful. That's so wild. That really baffles me how that's done. Well, I've heard it's something apparently eBay will be stamping down on. There's a little bit about the them trying to tackle the scalpering issues that go on. And that's not just Warhammer. That's everything. So, I have an odd question. I was watching with volume low, and they did a brief interview with Andy Hall, which is what the subtitle said, which called me to say, "Who? Don't you mean Andy Hall?" No, it was Andy Hall. He was the writer for the DK book, wasn't he? I've got it down here somewhere. The one that had Lieutenant Titus in the box. I do have it somewhere down here. I just don't know where. Oh, there it is. The encyclopedia. I think he did some of the writing for this thing. So they when they were chatting with him, it was about this book. Oh, no, sorry. No. It wasn't this book. It wasn't the character encyclopedia. Sorry. No, it wasn't. This is the one done by Wade. It was the art of the video games, but from the same company, like the DK one. Sorry, not that one. There's an art of the video games one that he's done for it. Andy Hoare is in charge of specialist games. I don't know, to be honest. I am not sure. It's a name I've heard floated around, as is Andy Hall's name. But I've not... I'm not that clued up on exactly who does what at G-Dubs. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I think I can do these two at the same time because they're a fairly close vicinity to each other. It does make a lot of sense. That's alright. I think that's what they were talking to him about, yeah. I wonder how big the Warhammer TV team is these days, because back in COVID times we'd have daily live streams and near daily painting videos. I guess they must have downsized as well as switching to Warhammer Plus. Well, there was a bit of an internal drama, wasn't there? Because a lot of the people who did the live streams, who were the faces of the live streams, kind of went off and did their own thing. So I remember there was a bit of a knee-jerk reaction, rumored knee-jerk reaction from GW, basically saying we're gonna halt the Twitch stuff because basically everybody keeps leaving to do their own thing, and obviously for them it's kind of like we don't want people using us as like a platform to spring off and then do your own thing, which is kind of fair. You want to keep your talent internal, right? Where best possible. That's how your business grows, right? You foster, you nurture a good talent inside. Not that you ever want to make anyone feel trapped, but there was probably something they weren't expecting people to do that happened multiple times in fairly quick succession. So there was a rumor that was one of the reasons why a lot of those videos stopped, the daily live streams and things, because they needed to kind of go, hold on, we need to curtail this and figure out what's going on. So, and I think as well, one of the problems with the daily live streams is, and it's very much the minority, not the majority, but unfortunately anyone who is on a platform like that, they end up being the people who get the negativity from the minority members of the community. So, and I think a lot of it is just like, do people want to do it, knowing full well what unfortunately some of the people are like in the world? Definitely a safety element. which is wild that we even have to consider that. But sadly, streaming is not as safe as people think. Just generally life lesson for the internet, I think. Just looked it up, Andy Hall, and yes, he was not him on the Skulls program. Yeah, it was Andy Hall, I think. Yes, who did the because he's doing the art of the video games, I believe. I did like the daily Warhammer TV videos though. I thought they were really good. I like the streams and stuff. I suppose the big thing for them is it worth it financially to do daily streams like that? Because from their point of view, if somebody's doing somebody's on a Twitch stream for say 3 hours, are they making, that back? Maybe. I don't think it's probably going to be that much of a big issue for them, but in terms of it, but there is that element to kind of take into consideration. Will they get more out of those people doing 3 hours worth of filming, reusable content rather than one-off content? Which would make sense if you can get content that then exists forever on a platform like Warhammer Plus or something that will forever bring. You'll get a much better return on investment than you do on a one-off live stream, potentially, unless you're putting those VODs somewhere. I know a lot of this is all speculation. I'm just like, maybe. Damn. There's also possible work from home measures in place that were limited to what they could do, so streaming makes sense. That's also true. That's also very true. But yeah. Alas, I was one of the few who, in my job, during the COVID and things like that, I was still in the office every single day. The job I was doing at the time. Damn key worker. It was nice to be able to go outside. Traffic was great because there was no traffic in it all the time. But yeah, it was definitely I'll be honest, there was definitely a little bit of me going. But I did start streaming myself during COVID, so hey, I followed the trend. Started doing YouTube videos during COVID, and actually I was doing YouTube videos before COVID, and then started doing streaming. Which is, wow, 6 years ago now. That's wild. Wild, so long ago. Your pre-order is in. Ooh, what did you go for in the end, Super Weasel? At least I haven't got to worry about it for a while. Now, what is it? September, October, most of it drops. I think is The Hobbit August. I don't remember when everything's planning to drop. Play booster boxes of Hobbit and Fracture and a bundle of each. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm so excited for Reality Fracture. It feels like it's going to be a really good Magic set. The Hobbit, I feel like I'm not sure. Like, I don't think it's going to be a bad set. I just don't think, I don't know, I feel like I'm just not sure what to expect from The Hobbit. I'm a big fan of the book style artworks. I think they look really pretty, really pretty. But I don't think there's anything particularly when I'm looking at the Hobbit stuff I'm going, ooh, I want to pull that. Like the Arkenstone looks pretty cool, but there's nothing that's making me jump out and go, oh yeah, I'm going to have to get hold of that set. I'm definitely going to forget all about Reality Factory Order, so it'll be a nice surprise when it turns up. Yes! That's always good when that happens, isn't it? You're sort of like, wait a minute. Surprise magic, let's go. As long as you don't forget about it to the point where you then order yourself another box, but then that's just a super bonus, right? How is the bathroom work started yet? I know you're getting your bathroom done. Wait, is that started or starting soon? I know it was meant to start this month. They're bringing back the box toppers for the Hobbit, so I'm hoping they carry those forward. Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, I like the box toppers. I feel like it was just the box toppers and Commander Collector Booster sample packs in Commander decks. Those would be two things I feel like they should bring back. Okay, so it did surprise me when they got rid of the sample boosters. I was like, this feels like an odd choice. I guess there's a cost to everything, but I'm also kind of like, eh. Oh, week 1 is done already. Nice. We have much more left to go. Oh, slowly getting there with the flames. It's just a lot of work. Whew. Feel like we're getting there. And of course, with it being a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, has anyone got any fun plans? Anyone got any plans for if they're getting a 3-day off? I feel like I'm just looking forward to a day of chilling out and doing nothing on Monday, I'll be honest. Play some video games, chill, relax, maybe go for a... Do what I did last bank holiday and go for a wander to my favourite coffee shop, take my e-reader and sit and read a good book whilst enjoying the lovely, wonderful company of my wife. Because I feel that's always like that's what we've gotten into a... We try and make it now. We have like a switch off day, so no technology. You know, or no online is probably the best way to do it. We just go and sit and just unwind, sit, have a coffee, cup of tea or something, and just relax in a really with a good book in a comfy shop. It's like, yes. I got so much Warhammer for my birthday this week. Oh, happy birthday for this week, Fish. What did you get? Now you just need to paint. Get painting. The toilet's in, the bath is in, and the cabinets are in. So the floor got done today, so I'd say about 40%. Nice. That's good progress. Ooh, exciting. I assume they come back on Tuesday with it being the bank holiday. The big delay is the electrics. The electricians. Oh no! The electrician's off for another. Oh, that sucks. That's gonna be yeah, that must be frustrating because you're just like. Well, fingers crossed it's not. A week, I suppose, isn't the worst of the delays. At least the toilet and everything is in. That's one yeah, it would be worse if they were like, oh yeah, now it's for a week, you can't have a toilet or anything in your house. You're like, ah. Thanks, you got lots of new units for Gloomspite Gets a Nighthaunt. I'm on an AOS drive now until Armageddon comes out, then it's full 40k mode. Nice. Nighthaunt are a good army. Super Weasel has a beautifully painted Nighthaunt army that has thrashed me many a times on the tabletop. They're a good army to play and paint. And I've got a couple of the Gloomspite Gets models myself from Warhammer Underworlds. It's always good fun. I think that flame is pretty much there. Blend that a little better. Cool. Right. I think flames on this side are looking mightily good. Whew. So it's just now flames on this other hand. I feel like weirdly the flames down here look better than the flames on the top. On his head. I feel like compared to what it was. That's what it was before. Waboom. Yeah. Those midnight trips to the loo is going to be tricky. That's true, yeah. Have a torch. Oh. No, I think it's a weasel. we're getting through. I've still got to figure out what on earth I'm going to do with a sword. It's going to be the tricky part because I have not got the foggiest. Let's do with the sword there. Let me just grab. Oh. Yeah, I gotta figure out what to do with that. I kind of have an idea that we could do with it. I'm worried it might be too much blue. If you start painting blue horrors, I have the recipe now. That is true, yeah, I've another blue horror recipe. And we know that demons do exist in the new 40k edition, which is good. It sounds like they will be getting a codex, which sounds good. So maybe demons would be fun. I have been debating about doing something with demons for a while, but because they were just indexed last edition and I wasn't really playing, I was like, my goal is to play a lot more of this edition than I did the last. It's because I just never really got around to doing much of it. Fingers crossed I'll get some in. That's my main kind of takeaway is the I'd like to just play more games. Play more games. Wouldn't surprise me if they are the third Codex of Length. That would be cool to see. Yeah, they get announced pretty early on. Getting them dropped in. I mean, yeah, it could be interesting to see. I am enjoying this, the way they've been doing the previews and the faction focuses, which I think is very good. I am thinking, though, if I'm going to pick anything to run for this new edition, I think it might be time to return to my Custodes. Because I did thoroughly enjoy my Custodes. And the fact that it looks like they'll be doing a lot more with Dreadnoughts, that makes me immediately happy. I love my Dreadnought armies. And Custodes Dreadnoughts. Hell yes. Let's get this base layer on here. It's nice, and this is just a base blend, and then I'll go back over from the top down and do the rest of the blend. Yeah, not that I was really here, but now I'm actually lurking. No worries, Verity. Enjoy your evening. Yeah, channeling my inner wizard again, getting ready for the big. You got this. You got this, newbie. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow's the big day? Ooh. And there's lots of stuff at Skulls announced. That was did you see the new Skitarii update for Darktide, Super Weasel? I know you play a bit of that. You said that you're getting a new Skitarii class in Darktide. I know you're a big fan of your Admech. Yeah, it's it does look very cool. It's also really cheap at the moment as well. There is actually, if you haven't got it already, there is a current for everybody who has Steam. There is a free game where if you download it now, you'll own it free forever on Steam at the moment, and it is Warhammer 40,000 Gladius. So if you haven't already picked that up, I'd advise grabbing and downloading that. Even if you're not going to play it anytime soon, if you download it before the end of the weekend, you will own it in your library for free forever. It's a really fun game. It's like a hex-style, turn-based 40k game. It's done very well. So just the base game is free. It's free to download and play, and you get to keep it. Gladius. Warhammer 40,000 Gladius is the game. On Steam currently. Not sponsored or affiliated or anything, just letting you know there's a free game. Yes, my sister just spent the last 2 hours deep cleaning the kitchen and bathroom for me. That's a good sister. Yeah. Nubia, but it's going to be awesome. You've been building up for this for a while. All your hard work and prep is all paying off. I'm excited for you, my friend. It's exciting. I know it's always nerve-wracking, isn't it? It's like, oh no, the movers are coming. But it's also super exciting for you. I keep thinking I'm done, and I look around and see another thing to box up. And it's just like, oh no, another thing. People don't play games on Steam. They just buy games really cheap and have them sit in their libraries and never play them. Have you seen there's a video game that makes you fight your Steam library? Everyone's seen this. There's a video game that makes you fight the unplayed games in your Steam library, and the games that you've played are your allies to help you in the fight. It's such a cool idea for that exact reason. Ooh, someone's dinner. What is it? What's your final dinner in the in your flat? What are you going for? Takeaway? Are you cooking? Okay, I assume you're takeaway because it's there's nothing because there'll be nothing else in the flat. I play some of them. It's true. Yeah, we play some, not all, just some. Dang it, I knew more hyperfixations would come back to bite me in the day. Yep. It's okay, games that you hyperfixated on, they're going to be your friend. Nope, last bang in the freezer, southern fried shredded chicken from Iceland in the air fryer. Hell yes. Air fryers. Air fryers are mighty useful. We do love a good air fryer. I have no idea what I'm going to eat this evening. I've so far had a sandwich today. It's been very bad. Sandwich and a sausage roll. Blend in looking a little nicer. It's just a little on the harsher side than I would like. There we go. Okay. 2 more flames to go. Whew. Do you remember the White Dwarf that came out at 10 free games? I don't think I've played any of them. I've played 2 of them. I remember there being loads. One of them doesn't even exist on Steam anymore. It got taken off. So if it's in your library, that you can still play it, but you can't download it now if you didn't own it. Which I was like, wild. And there was the, I think it was the Imperialis Flight Command one. I don't think that exists on Steam anymore as to purchase. There's so much cool stuff announced at Skulls yesterday, though, so I'm very excited for, you know, I mean, Warhammer video games is what got me into this hobby in the first place, so I feel like I've got a big soft spot for the video games is set in this universe. Like the Dawn of War 4, the fact that we're going back to Cronus is going to be really cool. I'm excited to play it. I know it's not going to be, it's going to be different in terms of like story points and the way they're doing it. I like the fact that they dropped an entire roadmap to kind of give confidence that they are putting development time into it, which looks very cool. And we've got Year 3 of Space Marine 2 announced as well, of what's going to be on their content roadmap. That there is going to be one, so we'll see that content roadmap hopefully soon. If you haven't played in a while, which I might be tempted to, if the speed we're going on this, we might actually be able to play some this evening, some Space Marine, if we keep bashing through this. So that could be good fun. Definitely haven't played it in a while. And we're right to Lucky Belated dinner. No worries, newbie. Enjoy your Lucky Lurk and your tasty. And remember, we are a family-friendly adjacent stream, so the auto mod's not being weird. It's just being a little bit more picking up on things that are abbreviations for swearing. So we are family-friendly adjacent. So But I did 9 transfers and 1 reversed. Oh no! Yes, when you're batching transfers, I've been there. You're like, oh no. We did get the release date for Dawn of War 4, September 17th, which I'm very excited for. Yes. It's going to be a good time. I'm excited to play it. Better get that locked into the diary to play that when that drops in September. To be fair, actually, September 17th is only a few weeks before our affiliate our anniversary, our 6 years of being an affiliate this year. 6 years of streaming. Wow, that's mad. That we've hit 6 years this year. So maybe we'll do a massive streamathon playing it or something, or something. It'd be cool. We haven't done a subathon in a while. The abbreviation, I thought I was being good there. Yeah, I think that's it. I think the autumn bot is when you either have options to basically say check for it, allow it, or don't allow it. It's no like middle grounds. There used to be a little middle ground mod, but for swearing it's quite one or the other. So some things we just have to work on it. So it'll be alright. It'll be alright. Epic! Thank you so much for the sub. How are you, my friend? Thank you so much for the sub. Yeah, Big Tito's coming on in with a big 63-month sub on a 63-month streak as well. That is incredibly impressive. How are you doing today, buddy? I hope you're well. How are we? How are we, my friend? Just getting this paint on here. It's half term, so it is half term, but I forgot it was half term. I didn't realise it was half term until I basically saw all the kids. One of the schools I walked past on the way to my work, all the kids dressed up for what I assume is like World Book Day sort of style, last day of the term, or last day before breakup. So they all dressed up in like various outfits, and I was like, wait a minute, why is everyone dressed up weird? How long did I sleep for? Is it Halloween? And I was like, oh no, it's last day of school. Remember they announced Dark Angels and Dawn of War 4 and not a peep this time? Then they did the timeline. I wonder if the Dark Angels are going to be a later faction ad or perhaps dropped completely. I don't think they'll be dropped completely. They are apparently pivotal to the story. I think they probably just want to make to start with, they want to make the focus on the factions that were on Cronus originally, so like the Blood Ravens and the Necrons, and then obviously then they've added in the Admech. I think they'll be in the story, but it wouldn't surprise me if at a later point they're added as a playable faction. I don't know if right at the start they'll be a playable faction. But I don't know, I've been wrong before. Maybe. And so I haven't even got that message in my list. Though are you saying that's a repost, Rusty? I don't even have the first message in my list. How weird. Definitely Twitch being twitchy this evening. But I said it before. Angry Marines. Angry. I feel like that would be a good customization. Like, you remember like the old days back of like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where you can create your own emblems and your own factions, and how problematic all that was. Yeah, that's probably why they didn't add it in, but you never know. Maybe one day they'll add it back in. It is good though, Space Marine 2. It's very, very good. And obviously we know that Space Marine 3 is in development, which is going to be really cool. I feel like it must be... I feel like Space Marine 3 feels like it's going to be set around the 500 worlds. That's where I'm kind of thinking it's going to be. Oh, right, final pass over of this blend. I do have a question to see if this works. So the transfer's on the wrong shoulder. If I let them dry fully, I got to put the model in the freezer and then pop the shoulder pads and then put them on the correct arm. I've never tried it, so I mean maybe. How dry are the transfers? Are you able to put the water on the transfer to reactivate it to peel it back off? Or is it the shoulder pads are on the wrong side? Sorry. Just picking out some of these extra bits here. How's that? Rusty wants to make sure that you know these things. Angry Marines are always a meme. Where did it come from originally? I have no idea. I've heard of them, but I'm unsure. Oh no, chipped off a bit of the paint. But they were not there. They've not been in the sphere of the internet where I know them from. I've heard of them, and but I don't know much about them. Like flash kits or something, maybe. From that message board, you know the one. I don't know. I feel like I don't think you guys sometimes realize how like much of the internet I've not been on. I really didn't have much of an internet presence before I started streaming. I really didn't. And so like so much of that is all like people will like reference memes, and I'm just sort of staring blankly like, yes. My internet presence experience was setting my Bebo top 5, or changing my MSN name if I was sad. That was kind of the extent of my my internet vibes. So the jump symbol on the right shoulder and the tactical symbols on the left, and they should be reversed. If I can pop the entire shoulder pauldron off and flip them, I could save myself a pair of transfers. True. I feel like if depending on how you've glued them, if the glue's fully on there and set, I don't know. I haven't tried the freezer trick though. So yeah, I've not tried it myself, but I'm intrigued to know how you get on with that, because I'm like, it sounds like you've unlocked a potentially cool hack there. So does that mean you know nothing of the Bart Simpson Rude? Does that mean you don't know the joke of Bart Simpson Rude? Joke of Bart Simpson? I feel like that kind of gives you your answer there. You lost me. I know a lot about the Simpsons, but I don't know about what's the joke of Bart Simpson. I didn't do it. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that message board that uses diminutive expression of affection in Japanese. I don't know. This is all going right over my head here. I feel like I'm aging myself a little bit. Like, I don't know what this is. Get this blend looking a little better. Hicking up away. Heavy the crazy thing is, a friend of mine introduced me to Yotsuba because I was burned out on Attack on Titan. Being Attack on Titan. So I picked up the first book, and this is all going right in my head. A lot of these words are. I'm like, what? I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. Oh. But all the other stuff that was announced though at Warhammer Skulls looked phenomenal. Very, very excited. A sequel to Chaos Hunter's Demon Gate, though, was a surprise I wasn't expecting to see. Based all around the Deathwatch, which does make me very happy because I do enjoy the Deathwatch games. Although I did get slightly hopeful, weirdly, that I thought it was the Deathwatch mobile game, which if you've not played, is really, really good. I wasn't sure if the Deathwatch mobile game was there getting a rehash, and I was like, let's go, or that was getting a sequel. I was very excited. I was like, let's go. You're picking these right colours. Don't have to mess up the blends here. Where unfortunately, when I dropped him down a minute ago, I've just taken off a bit of a chunk of his paint on the back of him. I think though we can call flames done. I think I'm pretty happy with those flames. Well, that's a bit of a step up from where it was before, isn't it? It's a much more brighter colour into there now. Hells to the yes. Looking mighty fine. Let's go. So now we've got to figure out the sword. Now I do have a cunning plan for the sword. A cunning plan, Baldric. And which could be interesting. Oh, thank you, Rusty. When you search for something that's been removed on a message board, a picture of Yotsuba appeared. I always highly recommend Yotsuba. It's a slice of life manga and it's adorable. Okay. I'm currently reading the Destroy All Humans They Can't Be Regenerated manga at the moment, which is the Magic the Gathering one, which is really good. They've just released issue 7 in the UK. And it's always nice as well, because each one comes with a bonus card. And issue 7 comes with a counterspell card, which is really nice. So I have a plan for the sword. I'm thinking doubling down on the flame area, but we do a big, almost like blue flamed frosty sword. Which could be very cool. But yeah, it's actually based on people playing Magic the Gathering in the 90s. It's not like it's like the magical side of it. It's literally it's about people in high school in Japan playing Magic the Gathering in the 90s, and them like you know, meeting friends and creating social groups and stuff. It's really good. It's really good. But yeah, it's and they're quite cheap to pick up as well. You can pick them up at like I pick up mine from Travelling Man. Is normally the place I tend to. They're always in stock, so I grab them from there. And they're about like they're anywhere between. I think if you pick them up on release day, they're about $9.99 I think. Whereas if you pick them up a couple of weeks later, so the older issues now are all going for a little bit less money, like £7 or something. So they're good mangas. Which is it's just nice, just something a little bit different. So I'm like, oh yeah. Thinking of what colour to paint his nails actually, rather than leaving the grey. I don't know if he would have. What colour are his nails? This is gonna be a weird thing. What colour are Hades' fingernails? I'm gonna say black. It feels like that would be the area. The colour I kind of expect there. So yeah, so I've got an idea for the sword. I'm hoping this is going to be. This will hopefully work out. I'm just worried it might be a bit too much blue. I know originally I was thinking of adding a little homage here to Pain and Panic, but I'm not sure where to put that at the moment because it would be such an opposing colour. You should get like 2 little nurglings and put them on the base. Yes, yeah, Kaifus Kane model, which is with the very impressive mutton chops. Yeah, which is very cool. It looks like a really cool sculpt. Monday, I think they announced that, which looks really good. A lot of people are very excited, which is understandable. He's a very well-known character. And it comes with his sidekick Jürgen as well, doesn't he? It comes with the other one. Right. That's what I've got here is the paint appears to be peeling off, which means I think he might need a varnish before I do anything else. So what I might have to do is run out and give this guy a bit of a varnish, just because I think where my grubby hands are, I'm slightly rubbing off some of the paint. So I just need to put this back on. Colour mix over here. I do have a fun idea for all these like cracks in his skin to do something, but I'll wait and see how it looks towards the end. This could be a lot of work, but I think it could look quite cool. Let's grab that on here. Yeah, I've chipped away where I've been scraped his knuckles. Let's get that patched up. Yeah, then I'll go give him a varnish. Don't want to lose any of the work that we've done. Right. Blanky Hagen. This is where people need to tell me to stop being pedantic. Poor Jurgen. He has other characteristics too, such as melter gun usage. Right, well, I'm going to take a short BRB so I can go varnish this up, and when we get back, we're going to get it finished off. So, yeah, I'm going to put the BRB screen up, and we'll be back in a moment. Grab yourself a snacky and a drink. We'll see you in a moment. red, we are back and really. Hello everybody, how are we all doing? I hope we're doing good. We are back. I have a very large can of Iron Brew, and I have some feel like probably not everyone's cup of tea of sweets. I have a load of chocolate covered coffee beans, so dark chocolate covered coffee beans, and I have some rum truffles, which I feel like, yeah, got myself some snacks. They're like proper classics. I remember used to get these from the pick and mix at Woolworths, and I was always like, they're great. But how are we doing? The model has had a quick varnish, just because I found that whenever I was ever so slightly bumping it against the table, I was just chipping away the paint. So I thought a varnish might give me that little extra layer of protection. So it's had a bit of a matte varnish just over the top, which is looking pretty cool. But I feel like we're getting there with it. The big thing now is the sword, and I think my plan is to replicate an effect I've done on a sword before with a beer, as to have this as a really big like frost sword. I think is the plan. I think that's my plan, I think. So that's what we're gonna. I've just thrown my paintbrush on the floor. But yes, did you all get snacks? Did you all get yourself a drink? What did you grab? Let me know. Snack watch time. Let me know what you got. Chocolate covered coffee beans. Oh. In Scotland, you know your Iron Brew is good as if you start feeling your teeth are melting. For Scottish Iron Brew, I do love the ready availability of it available in Scotland. It's always a good time. I feel like Iron Brew is like one of those drinks where if anybody goes to have it for the first time, they're like, ooh. And then all of a sudden it's so craveable. I also love the whole tidbit, the fact that it's the only place in the world, it's one of only 2 places in the world, isn't it, where Coca-Cola doesn't have the majority as the popular drink. I love it. Welcome back as well, Senjuro. How are you? I hope you're good. The auger bit now where I'm trying to open the can. I haven't got any nails. There we go. Ooh. Oh yes, wild bank holiday Friday. Iron Brew. Oh. Coca-Cola? You mean red cola? What's red cola? I heard of red cola. Is that what Coca-Cola is called elsewhere? I've not heard of this. Right. Let's get my colours on my palette. Let's keep them to the same, actually. Drinking cherry sauced and Coke at the moment. Ooh. Oh, we have sugary drinks to show you here in Scotland. Ooh, yeah, I've not heard of red cola. I feel I'm betraying my Scottish heritage here. I feel like I've no idea. I don't know why my brain is not figuring out what that is. I'm drinking cherry sours and Coke. Oh, I was like cherry sauce. I was like cherry sauced Coke. I was like, is that a brand I'm not aware of? Classic cherry sours and Coke. Wee. I need a much larger brush to start this bit off. Let's paint it on. Dude, couldn't complain for £9 a bottle. That's not bad at all. Ain't bad at all. Have you tried the speaking of Iron Brew as well? Have you seen there's a beer that's like crafted? It's meant to be similar to like Iron Brew. I've had it a few times. It's just called like something brew. I think it's literally just called Iron, as in like, but not iron, as in IRN. Which it was from an Edinburgh brewery, actually. I feel that's really tasty. Oh, it's another bars like limeade and pineappleade. Yeah. Bars drinks always have good stuff, and you always find them in a random corner shop. It's always a good time. What's on here? Big blue sword. Yeah, Fierce Beer, that's the one. Fierce Beer, that's it. I was like, I remember it began with an F. Yeah, that's tasty. I've had that a couple of times. I don't tend to drink masses, but that's one where when I saw it, I was like, I've got to give that a try, right? It was a good time. It was a little bit too good, if that makes sense, in terms of like, I feel like you could drink some of those and not really realize what you're drinking. Hey, Juko, how are you doing? How are we? How are we? Lovely to see you. Have you had the Fierce beer stuff though? The iced tea bit. Oh, I haven't had that iced tea one. Ooh. I have to keep an eye out and see if I can see any more of the Fierce stuff. I like the Tiny Rebel stuff. If you've had they're a Cardiff-based one. Their stuff's always really good. Although I find that whenever you go to like somewhere stocks it, they always have the same like 3 flavors. It's like they've got some really good ones outside of like the ones that are everywhere. do 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 do. I was like, why is my arm sticky? And I realised I just it was just cold where the can was. The condensation got on the mat. I was like, what's happening here? Do, 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 do. You don't realise you're plastered too. Like, I feel that would be kind of the case with like some of the flavoured and sort of like novelty sort of flavoured beers. But like when you don't realise that you're actually drinking something. You were like, wait a minute. You were like, I've only had like 1 or 2 because it just tastes like pop. And you're like, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I got a cough, but I'm okay. Oh no! I'm glad it's not too bad though. I got to sign up to a gem setting training. Ooh, that's gonna be cool. As in like for jewelry or blacksmithing, like gem setting. Or like a painting tutorial on stylizing gems for minis. Right, it's the base colour of the sword. Jewelry and watches. Nice. That's really cool. That's a cool idea. Is that what you're working on currently at the moment? It's my first time trying cheeky Vimto. Trying a 12 point, stood up, quickly went to the floor. That'd be the many shots of port in there, yeah. What's a good paintbrush for this? That should be okay, I think. I think that'll be alright. Feel like, do I want to blend this or stipple this for ease? I feel like because it's such a big surface area, I might try the stippling first. I had some of the Tiny Rebel, though, if in Nottingham. I do need to visit Neon Raptors. Their team's up with Vault City in the double fried Mars Bar Stout is surprisingly good. Whoa. I feel like, yeah, there's always some really crazy flavoured stouts out there at the minute, because like, they're just going to be a bit wild, aren't they? It's like, oh no. do 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 do. Let's try and do this a little bit. I'm back. What did I miss? Oh, everything. We gave away the winning lottery numbers, so it's unfortunate that you missed those. No, we were just chatting about still random flavored beers. So don't worry, you didn't miss much. Are you saying about your cheeky Vimto trying? And yeah, there are plenty of people who have made that mistake. Yeah, very few have done that one. They've not realised it's the shots of port in it, isn't it? And the Alco Pops are just pretty much sugar, aren't they? So the idea of the Alco Pops just goes straight to your head anyway. It's like, oh no. Not again? Wait, how are you again? How have you got another ad? Is that another ad? I said, what? They're only supposed to run once an hour. I feel like you're in some weird loop. Do do do. And let's get this on here. Yeah, I had a double shot of pork beat did me in. It wasn't as I was down in the screwdrivers. What, blimey! I definitely look back at some of the days when I was like going out in my younger days and was like, how did I not die? It's like some of the stuff I was drinking. I was like, what? There was a one pub near us that did I don't know if you'd ever been to or heard of like a stock exchange night before, which was basically all drinks were £1. But every time somebody buys one of the drinks, the price of that drink then goes up by 10 pence. So the idea is similar to like a stock exchange, where basically the price is then constantly, the more, it's a good way for people to clear the back bar, because what they wanted to do was, you know, all the stuff that was expensive, they were trying to, all the stuff that wasn't selling ends up selling because people try and buy the cheap drinks. And then every now and again they'd be like, price crash, and then basically all the drinks would reset back to £1, so people would like run up to the bar to try and get like their favourite drink. Stock exchange nights were lethal because you'd end up mixing really heavily. They were always a good time. You definitely look back at some of those and I was like, how did I not die? And 20th birthday, I don't remember much after becoming friends with the floor. I woke up in hospital, blimey. No, I've never woken up in hospital. I've woken up like in not like in not even a case of like not in my house, like as in I've woken up in a different town before. That was funny. And I woke up, I was like, huh? I woke up like 15 miles away. Like, how the hell did I end up here? Do do do. And final lighter touches. Da, 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 da. This is shaping up pretty alright, this sword, I think. Dun, dun, dun. I think I could probably push it slightly lighter if I wanted to as well. I take the really super light kind of like blue horror style. Okay, pretty happy with that. Nice quick way of doing a funky looking sword, and then I've got to do the black on it, but I'll do that after I've done this side. This side's going to be a lot more tricky to do because I don't quite know how I'm going to... Okay. If I had to drive for like 3 hours, one more money up, or then ran headfirst into the side of a bus stop and shattered the glass. Needed staples up. Completely. No, I haven't got any like wild stories like that. All the wild stories happen to other people because I always get to a point when I used to drink, as I just all of a sudden hit a wall and sort of go, right, I'm in parent mode now, and I just looked after everybody. Which is good to have somebody in that group who does that, and it just always ended up being me. I'm like, you know what, that's fair. I'm quite happy with that. Need to mix a bit more of this on the palette. That'll do. Do. Hopefully this isn't too wet to be a stipple colour. It should be fine. Let's get this down here. Let's do this on the underside of the blade. I feel like you can do this technique with really any colour palette that you wanted, just to get like a really cool kind of more textured-esque style, more fantasy than power weapon sword. I think it's probably the best description for this. I mean, you probably could use it as like a gradiented text power weapon. I've used it as a power weapon before on a Space Marine sword. Let's get that dab. Let's keep dabbing. Dabbity dab. Our group parent was me most of the time because I could hold my liquor better than the rest. That's fair. There's always somebody who ends up being the group parent. It's an important role in every drinking friendship group. Sometimes a thankless role, though, isn't it? Because the amount of times you'll save people from doing something stupid, and they're just like, "Oh, why did you ruin my evening?" And you're just like, and then in the morning they're like, "I'm so sorry." You're like, "Yep, it's fine." It's like, I know you didn't mean it. Only I ran out of the colour I need. thought I had enough on my palette, and I did not. There's enough left. I think it might be enough. It's dab, 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 dab. Dab, dab, dab. Dun, dun. Dun, dun. I'm trying to think what else was really good at. It was really cool to see at Warhammer Skulls. Like, there was so much announced. I feel like the 3 world premieres were kind of cool because they did a couple of like, we're announcing these here at Skulls, and there's a new Age of Sigmar game called, I think it was Deathmaster. Basically, where it looks like you're going to play like a lowly clan rat who tries to decide, I'm going to become a Deathmaster. Which looks kind of fun. Obviously, the sequel to Chaos Gate, which was very much a surprise. I did not see coming. I was like, okay, didn't see that coming. So, I didn't want to think we were arrested because I see you tried to swing it at a cop. Yeah, you're kind of on your own on that one. Yeah, there's always some people where it's like, well, that's on you. Like, I tried, but there's only so much I can do, right? No, I don't think we had any do that. Oops, a bit heavier. It's fine. I can dab that out. Better cover that. The other colours. Do 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 do. Dab, dab, dab. Already been maced. I don't have that again. You know what? You do get in Scotland though. One thing that I'm always very jealous of is like when I went up to and I worked at one of the tabletop events years ago. I was doing the demoing for the Age of Sigmar card game. And I went to Glasgow, and I was over the moon by 3 things when I was there. One was the fact that the Greg's was open until like 6 in the morning, which was fantastic. Oh, this is amazing. The other was discovering what we named the Q Brew Libre, which was basically Cuba Libre, which is just rum and coke, effectively with the squid of lime. That, but swap the Coke for Iron Brew. Oh, it was a great time. And the place where we went for like the after party after the event did black pudding and haggis pizza, which was phenomenal. It was such a good time. I was like, that was a good time. I was like, this is great. I was like, it just worked really, really well. Like a real nice thin crust pizza, slices of black pudding and haggis. I was like, this is spot on. I was like, whoa. It's always been Scotland's always been on one of those areas of my life where I've always been kind of like, I could always see myself moving up there and living up there. I just never got round to doing it. Like, I got family up there and things, and not that I really see them that often. It's very far away from where I am. That's the main downside of Scotland. It's far away from anybody, and then my brain's always like, well, if I'm going to go that far away from someone, I might as well move to another country, right? If I'm really going to be far away from everyone, might as well be really far away. Get this all nice and up on here. Okay, let's try to think now, after we've done this bit of the sword, what's the next step? Like, do I... Probably going to stipple in the black parts of it to kind of make it look like it's like a blue flame rather than like a frost blade. Yeah, that's probably what we'll go with. But otherwise, though, a pretty quick way of doing a pretty decent looking sword. Black pudding is great. Haggis not so much in my opinion. Don't burn me the... No, don't worry. No burning at the stake here. It's perfectly understandable if you're not a fan of haggis. It's not like you like bounties or anything, and then it will burn you at the stake. Kidding. Maybe. That kitchen roll. There's a piece there. Do 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 do. How are we all doing, folks? Are we all staying hydrated given the warm weather here? We had what is it? An amber in some parts of the country, like an amber weather warning we've had now as well. It's like, ooh. Oh, I don't eat as much chocolate as it hurts my teeth. That's fair. There's me like, Yeah, I think I need a really... Yeah, I need a good dark black. There's my two thin coats Doom Death black. That's always a nice black because it's just quite a jet black. Well, I do like chocolate peanuts though. I've got a real taste for recently like chocolate and yogurt coated like cranberries. I don't know. I never used to be a fan like growing up, but now I'm just like, oh, get in my belly. Nom 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 nom. That's blue. Now it's black. Yeah, chocolate covered peanuts. I was sad when they got rid of chocolate covered peanuts out of the Rebels. I was like, oh. I get it for peanut allergies, but I'm also like, oh. Right. Much lighter touch with this one. Dab, 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 dab. Kind of add in that kind of look to make it look a little bit like it's a flame burning rather than just a frosty sword. Chocolate nibbles, I was obsessed with them for an age. Oh man, chocolate nibbles. I feel like for me it's oh yeah, I suppose we had the conversation a while ago. It's like, what would you pick if you could only have one chocolate bar going forward, or one chocolate combo? So you could have every variation of it. And I feel like for me it's always going to be mint chocolate. Peanut butter chocolate's like up there, but mint chocolate. I love me my mint chocolate. So here, yeah, full mint chocolate's always is my not even a guilty pleasure. It's just my weakness. Mint chocolate's always good. Like mint matchmakers, mint arrow. Oh, mint arrow is amazing. After eights. I'm just like everything mint chocolatey now. I'm like yum 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 yum. Mint choc chip ice cream, the king of ice creams. The hill I will happily fight anyone on. There we go. A black tip on that one. Every variant. Yeah, so you still got all the variants of it, but you just need to Arrow or Terry's. See, here's the thing. Like, I feel like mint arrow is a very specific flavor. Like, as in it's a really specific mint. It's very much pepperminty. But if it wasn't for the texture, I think if you gave anybody blindfolded a slice of the Terry's mint orange or Terry's mint thing, you would think that was the same as mint arrow. I feel like it's the same level of strong mint. So I feel like both are good, but both are different cravings. I feel like the problem with the mint arrow bar is I'll demolish the whole bar, whereas with a Terry's mint orange, I'm happy to put that in the fridge and just have a segment every now and again. Okay, make that last a little longer. Now I'm just like mint chocolate. I don't have any though. I do have coffee chocolate. Coffee chocolate's also another really good combo. Coffee and chocolate, peanut butter and chocolate. Peanut butter and chocolate is goes well together. Now I'm just like chocolate. Okay, and then I don't think I want to. I could. Yeah, I think I'm quite happy with that as a sword. There's a few areas on here though where they've got like it's got the slices in the sword. I think I'm pretty happy with this so far. Jerry's released an apple and a lemon thing back in the 50s. Really? No way. That's wild. I'd never heard of that. That's wild. That's really fun though. I could see that. I'm going. Let's try some more wild ones, shall we? Let's just put a bit of a bright wash on his eyes, and then I think we're not far off where I want him to be. This is only meant to be a fairly speedy-ish sort of no more than basically wherever I get done by the end of today's session, and then we're done. It's just now kind of like neatening up areas where I've gone a bit awry with the blues. I wanted the blues specifically to not be OSL because I wanted them to really be like, wait a minute, what do you mean there's no glow coming from this? I wanted it to look a little bit odd, a little bit discerning, like, wait, what? So I kept the bandages grey. I was like, I was going to make them a bit gross, but I was like, I feel I quite like the grey. I think I'm pretty happy call this done. I just don't know whether or not to do this bit. Should I go back over this with the... should I go back over this with the silver? Yeah, I think so. Make it all ground it a little bit. And it might be a bit too much, but let's give it a whirl. Worst case scenario, go back over it. That's dark silver here. And okie dokie. Have it grounding the sword a little bit. I always like the idea that the angrier he gets, the more intense the flames are of the weapon. Kind of like he is with his flames in the film. What's on here? These little side bits. Yeah, I think that works really well. It grounds the sword well. And thank you, bot, for reminding me about the Palooza. Of course, there is only 2 weeks tomorrow. You have until to get your Palooza entries in if you're taking part in our painting Palooza. Remember, the theme is cartoons and animations, so this model is surprisingly appropriate. So it must be. So take any mini you want and paint it up inspired by a character that has had a animated or cartoon portrayal at some point. And it has to be the animated version of it. So, for example, if you took, say, Scooby-Doo and you say you wanted to paint Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, you would need to be the animated version, not the live-action version of it. That's like kind of the idea. But it can be any mini you like. And remember, it's a painting competition. Is based on how well... It's all public votes. So, as well as the model could be awesomely painted, it's more about how you incorporate the theme, or you take an inspiration from the theme that often sees people get better points. So, bear that in mind. It's all chosen by public vote, and there's some vouchers on for the web store available, up for grabs as well. Oh. On there. Let's get this silver done. There we go. I think we can call Hades happily there, I think. I feel like I definitely could do a lot more to it, like if I wanted to, but I want this specifically just to be a real fun, kind of like a one-off kind of. It's just a nice, easy, quick paint scheme. There's definitely more areas I'm looking at to go, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. But I'm really happy with the flames. I feel that adds a lot. I feel like anything more I add to this will take away from the flames. And that's like the problem I've got. Like, the whole almost monochromatic vibe of him works really well with the blue. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. And Jam. Ooh, I was going to paint his nails. That's what I was going to do. Gonna paint his nails black. I feel like that's what they are in the show, or the film. those on here. Yeah, it just adds a little bit more of a extra something there. Do. There we go. Oh. Yeah, you can get a manicure and a pedicure. Gotta do the toenails. You gotta look after the toe beans, right? You gotta look after the toe beans. Oops, that was a bit messy. There we go. That adds quite a bit, actually. It adds more than I thought it was going to add. Okay, back on here we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. do. Let's get that on there. Just trying to think, is there any other areas I may have missed where it could do with a bit of neating up? I mean, it's only a fairly speedy paint. I'm happy with that stipple effect on the sword, though. That's worked out well. It's kind of a nice, easy, simple effect. There we go. 1 Hades. How did we do on the comparison? What do you reckon? What do you think? It looks like it? Kind of like. I feel like the skin tone's a little bit on the lighter side than the purpley, but I feel like we mixed a lot in with it to really get that skin tone colour there. But I'm happy that we did the little accent bits around the top of the armour and the bits down here to match his collar. Thought that was quite cool. I would love to have added like a little something here for like the pain and panic and the magenta and the turquoise, but I couldn't think. Every time I moved around the model, I couldn't think where that would go. So in the end, I just decided to like, nah, we'll leave that. There's a little bit of temptation here to kind of darken down either his armor, like parts, or the cloak, maybe. Yeah, if I take like a dark grey or just a black paint or something, I just run over that slightly, like almost like a wash. Maybe like Black Templar or something, it could work well. Maybe just a really dark shade. Yeah, maybe a dark shade. Maybe that'll work. Kind of add more layers of kind of dark to it, really. Maybe that'll work. Because I know that his colour does gradient off down to grey at the bottom. Don't really know if I did enough to accentuate that. Probably could do with some pin lining actually on this as well now I'm looking at it. There's a lot of areas on here where there's quite thin shadows or gaps in the armour that actually could look really nice if they're darkened down. Okay, so we're definitely not done. Well, I think it has more of this up here as well. It does. Dun, dun, dun. Let's get this on here. Once that's on there, I'll just darken this down a bit. Okay, more of the shade. Where's it gone? Yeah, I think that's it. The skin tone, we mixed in so much purple with the grey. I'm kind of like, if I mix any more, I feel like he's just going to end up more beetrooty than anything else. But what I kind of need to do is there's a contrast paint called Dreadful Visage, which I don't actually own, which is like a really pale purple. So I'm kind of tempted to maybe pick that up. But I feel like I have the only reason I don't own it is because I have no other utility for it apart from for this exact purpose. Like, I can't think of another paint scheme I'm working on where that would be needed. So I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. Get up there. Now, I do have a bit of a wild idea. Very much wild. And there's a bit of a temptation here where all of these cracks he has in the skin, all these little cracks bits down here in the leg, where I've filled that with the blue flame. Looks like it's like underneath him. I feel that could be a lot of effort, but the payoff could look awesome if I could get it right. It's a lot of precision work. Yeah, need it but don't have it. As always the way, isn't it? Always the way. It's like, come on. I don't think I need to do it. I think I'm just overthinking, as I always do, about adding something extra. Grab the remnants I used for this. Nah, I think I'll be fine. I think I'm just being... Well, I could. Just because I could doesn't mean I should. Slight downside here is where I was stippling on. I've flicked a little bit of the paint over here onto this leg. It's going to now tidy up those areas. Cool beans. Right. I think I'm going to call Hades done there, I think. I've said that 3 times now. Oh, no, wait. No, there wasn't one more bit I wanted to do on it. 4 times. Hold on. I wanted to paint in these runes around the base in the blue. I thought that would look very cool. Thought that would look quite nice around the rim. So... Yeah, that's always my way I end up being, though, is I always overthink, oh, I should add this, I could add this, and I end up adding too much and then just going down a bit of a rabbit hole. Yeah, it's always where I end up. I'm always like, but I could. Just because I could doesn't mean I should. It's always the way. Hey, No Sad, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope today is no sad for your nomad. easy enough. No third rune there. $14 hours into a 19-hour 3D print. You got this. What are you working on? What are you printing up? Just get that filled in there. Oops. And need a universe remote to fast forward this thing. Did you learn nothing from Adam Sandler's Click? No. It never works out if you fast forward through everything. Yeah, it's always when you pop on a 3D printer, you have to walk away and just go, it'll work out, it'll be fine. There's always the little bit of paranoia where you just got to make sure it's not failed. And every time you hear a weird noise in the house or something, you always like run to the printer, go, what broke? It's like, it's fine. A Tau Flyer proxy, so it's called a Tengu. It's magnetized, so I can swap it from a CS or a bomber. Okay. So that's kind of cool. Is that for the obviously because the new flyer rules obviously are going to be interesting as they come into play. Is it proxying what the Skyray gunship? So. Just want to fast forward by 3D prints. Everything else is fine. Yeah, everything else now I'm alright with. But it must fast forward the 3D prints. Just neatening up a few of these that are not quite so squiggly. Squiggles. Is the Skyray gunship? Is the it's not the Skyray gunship. What's the Tau gunship? Is it just the bomber? The Skyray is the other version of the Hammerhead, isn't it? Not the That's the That's me getting my my words the wrong way around about which one was which. Yeah. Yeah, is that what it's called? I mean, they've got the Manta as the giant gunship. I mean, it could be that one. It's the giant one. It's like huge, like massive. Man, I'm just trying to think. Tiger Shark, that's it, that's the one. Good shit. I couldn't remember what it was called. Rightio, I think though that is Hades. Now that that's all done, I've just got to glue him to the base. I think I'm happy to call him finished off. Does need a bit of a varnish, but I can do that and glue him to the base. A wee dollop of super glue will hold him lovely in place. There's definitely more I could do on the model, but I'm trying to be good at not knowing I'm going to stop at this point. Because otherwise I will tinker forever and always. That's the problem I have. I'll just keep tinkering and just keep adding and adding, and then I'll never finish the project. Who's the artist of your The creator of your proxy, by the way. There's always some really cool ones out there. I know that Piper, is it Pipeworks? She does really, really, really nice Tau proxies. I think that possibly the bases are a bit different, but I'd love to put Tiger Shark since they become unobtainium. Are they not a thing anymore, Tiger Sharks? Have I missed something here? Have I missed a Warhammer update a little while ago? Maybe they're getting a new variant? I didn't think the Tiger Sharks have been retired off. Well, let's say a lot of the flyers have kind of disappeared a little bit, haven't they? Like, I feel like the Tiger Shark. There's the Forge World one. It's the other one I'm thinking of here. It's not the Sky Ray. Sky Ray is the one with the missiles. It's the Oh, the Razor Shark. The shark, isn't it? It's not the Tiger Shark. The Razor Shark I was thinking of. Yeah, the Tiger Shark I think is still available. I think you can all get that from Forge World, I think. I know that I have some Tiger Sharks in small for Aeronautica Imperialis. They're very cool. The tiny Aeronautica ones are great. Right, yeah. What's that? We finished a mini. We never finish minis. Go team. We did finish off. Do. Hells to the yes. Spotted a little area I missed. Which does mean, though, that on Sunday we are going to be back on the Custodes hype, I think. Working on probably the tank. Tank or the Dreadnought. I'm not decided which one I'm going to work on yet. Or the Shield Captain, actually. We might finish off the Shield Captain. We need to get her done. Yeah, I probably should finish the Shield Captain first. I feel that's going to take a while. Which is going to be very cool. And a few areas I'm just neatening up. I just realised I've missed a few little bits. Where I painted in the skin and I didn't realise I hadn't covered up the other parts. And much darker grey there. I thought it was black. Too dark, abort. There we go. It's looking a little better. Is the Tiger Shark Forge World though relegated to Legends? I would imagine it's in a Legends datasheet. Although based on what they were talking about in the Q&A, it sounds like some of the Legends stuff is going to either remain as Legends but might get folded back into the Codex, which I thought was interesting. So I mean, if you're playing tournament games, then yeah, you wouldn't be able to take the Tiger Shark, I don't think. Whereas if you're only playing with friends or at like kind of local events, which aren't using, whatever their rule, most of them, you'll probably be fine to run it. If you're just playing friends as well, all the Legend stuff's fair game. But I think, yeah, so which means the rules for it will be free on Warhammer Community, is normally how that goes. Dum. Realising I missed certain areas on here. That's fine. Cool. This is me being picky. I think I'm going to call Healys done. I don't ever intend to play in a tournament, so even if it's not super useful, I can still make a crash gunship with the board. A special mission as an objective. Ooh, that's cool. I've got the front fuselage plotted out for a Thunder Hawk gunship. It would literally take me a week just to print the front. What printer are you using, out of curiosity? Do. Bum 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 bum. Any Cubic Mono 4 Ultra. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I've got Saturn Ultra 4, Saturn S. I've got a Mars somewhere in storage, and I've got a Bamboo Lab P1S. So yeah, the Saturn Ultra 4 was probably the best upgrade I did in terms of resin printing as well. Very much was so good. The speed it prints and just the consistency is absolutely brilliant. This was printed on the Ultra 4. This was a speed print as well. This took about 3 hours. No, it wasn't even that, I don't think. I think it was 2 hours 45. 4 parts: the sword arm, the torso, the legs, and the base. So pretty large supports. Still got the supports laying around. So yeah, all 4 of these on all of these on one build plate with room to spare, which was really nice. Yeah, the alligator one's good. And so yeah, I felt like that was there. As soon as I had a smaller one, I was like, I've got to upgrade to a bigger printer. I was like, I have to. I was like, must. Do. But yes, I think though, if I'm honest, I think we might call stream there. I know originally I was going to do some Space Marine 2, but I've just seen it's got a massive update, which is my own fault. I should have checked before stream. But I think that's 9 o'clock, gone for 3 hours, so we can just do finished off the mini. I feel like we're at a really good natural pause point because I thought we were going to finish this today. I was like, oh, we'll play some Space Marine 2. Didn't realise, stupidly me, that it had a massive update because they've just dropped the new update, which is what I wanted to play. But I thought it had auto-downloaded, but it must have paused while we went live. So, my bad. But I think, though, we will then raid off and spread a little bit of love. But this is what we finished off today. I'll take some pictures and put them up on Instagram and things. No worries, Newbie. Newbie, good luck tomorrow. I hope tomorrow goes all the best for you tomorrow. I know it's going to go fantastic. I can sense it. I can sense it. I forgot about that. I was like, wait a minute. Why's my camera weird? I forgot my Steam Deck decided to stop. So I've got to remove the filter manually. I'm just like, there's my room again. But yeah, folks, now thank you so much for being in. It's been awesome, and we got this guy all finished off. There he is. I'll take some pictures, put it up on Instagram and Discord and everything like that. We are back on Sunday, as per normal, where we are going to be working on either the Custody Shield Captain or the tank. Maybe both. Might try and do both at the same time. But we are going to raid off. We are going to go and raid over to say hello to somebody who's celebrating their 3-year anniversary over on Twitch. And they're doing a 24-hour stream. So they've still got 19 hours left to go. So let's go and raid over and spread some love to them. It's always good when you see someone doing a massive subathon. We love a good subathon here ourselves. Or a 24-hour stream. So let's go and spread that joy and give them a big hype up. 3 years is a crazy amount of time. That's so good to be doing it. I remember our 3-year celebration, we did something very similar, and we went a bit like, whoa, went a bit nuts with it. So, yeah, so definitely let's go spread that love. Thank you for sharing the raid emotes, Newbie, much appreciated. All the best tomorrow. I bet it's going to go awesome and all super smoothly. And yeah, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you so much, Super Weasel, for your kind words as well. But let's go and raid over and say hello to, where are they? Where's that not coming up? Let's go right over to the wonderful Spark Minis. They are super, super talented. They are currently having a snack whilst taking a breather, and then they are going to be back onto painting. They're painting loads of really, really awesome things. So let's go right over and spread some love. But as always, for now, please remember to stay safe, stay positive, and above all, be an ambassador for your hobby, folks. We will see you on Sunday. Have an amazing weekend, everybody, and we will catch you soon. Bye, bye. Helps if I do the right one, not the BRB. I did the wrong one.